Welcome back to the channel. It's really hard to believe every piece of information that's been coming out about not only members from OTF, but the head honcho of the label himself, Lil Durk. I have a pretty interesting story I want to share with you guys that could make you see OTF and Lil Durk in a completely different light, and trust me, this story has it all: betrayal, conspiracy, and a twist involving people in King Von's circle that nobody saw coming, even me. I want to tell you guys everything I've seen about Lil Durk's arrest and the dangerous layers of secrets and alleged crimes involving him and his closest associates in OTF. Stick around until the end of the video while I slowly peel back the layers of what's turning into one of the most high-stakes cases we've ever seen in the rap world. You need to pay attention to each and every piece of detail that I want to talk about, and at the end of it all, I need you to leave a comment in the comments section letting everybody know what you think about OTF, King Von, and most importantly Lil Durk. But based on what I've seen, there's still a whole lot more information that's about to come out in the future, information that could damage Lil Durk not only from a business perspective, but also from a relationship perspective as well. I've said this many times before and I'll say it again for this video, you guys really need to keep a close eye on your circle. But let me go over everything I've seen so far. Without wasting any time, let's get right into the video. As you guys already know, I like to give you some background of what's happening so you can get a clear picture of the purpose of this video. So let me start with the first downward spiral that started all of this mess, and that's Lil Durk's arrest. You guys already know that Lil Durk has faced legal troubles before, but this time, things are way too different and complicated. These allegations are so dead serious that they've thrust him into a legal whirlwind. The arrest that Lil Durk is facing right now comes from his alleged involvement in a murder-for-hire plot. Yes, a whole murder-for-hire plot, allegedly aimed at another rival rapper named Quando Rondo. But in a twist of tragic irony, the hit reportedly missed its intended target, instead taking the life of Quando's close friend, Lil Pop. We've all seen Quando Rondo hang around King Von and Lil Durk many times before, which means they all definitely trusted each other enough to be around each other. To think that someone you hang around can easily just choose to put out a hit on you instead of trying to talk things out is truly unbelievable. That just goes to show you that seeing drill rappers hang around each other means nothing because they can easily turn their backs on each other if one of their own gets killed. Take a look at a few clips of Quando Rondo hanging around Lil Durk and King Von before Von passed away. It's funny how these clips didn't mean anything in the end. Take a look.
I'm saying though, they got 63rd niggas, some dirty ass niggas, man. Y'all niggas talking about, man. I'm talking about, hey, listen though, man, the nigga on 64, y'all 63rd niggas over there smoking crack and shit. Nigga Lil Durk about to come on. That's why I'm about to, hey, listen, I'm about to get on. Cause my nigga Lil Durk about to come on, real street nigga. Hey, but before he come on, when I say fuck, y'all say 63rd, fuck. 63rd! Fuck you talking about, nigga, neighborhood.
Hey, before we go up in this motherfucker, we gonna do it for the trenches one time in this motherfucker. Let's get it, let's go!
Like you guys saw, Quando Rondo tried to show loyalty to both King Von and Lil Durk by dissing their ops from 63rd. He did it more than once too, so for Durk to turn around and allegedly put a hit on him is some really foul work. The feds say he put a hit on him for Von's death, and because Quando Rondo's friend Lil Tim shot Von, it makes sense why Lil Durk put a hit on him. But let me continue with the story. The feds stacked up a mountain of evidence against Durk, and it's all very shocking and incriminating for him. They've got everything they need, from iCloud messages, financial records, even alleged phone calls that they believe implicate him in this really deadly scheme. Take a look at this picture put out by Say Cheese TV talking about it, and the court document as well. But wait, the details don't end there. When Lil Durk himself saw that members of his OTF crew were getting arrested, he reportedly tried to pull off a high-stakes escape to try avoid the consequences of his actions. We're talking international flights booked to places like Dubai, Italy, and Switzerland, all multiple flights to multiple destinations, just to throw the feds off his trail. But as it turns out, the feds were way ahead of him. They were quick to intercept his plans and arrested him in Florida before he could try to vanish. That's right. They got his ass right as he was about to try and escape. Take a look at this post talking about it. Diddy tried to do the same thing, and we all saw what happened to him, so I don't understand why Durk couldn't just figure out that it won't work. The feds have a lot of advanced technology on their side, so just being a street nigga with a lot of money won't help you out with anything. Now let me tell you guys about the biggest betrayal Lil Durk is facing right now, and it's that OTF Jam, one of Durk's closest affiliates, someone who has been around him for years, reportedly flipped and became an informant. You heard that right. Jam is alleged to have worn a wire, gathering incriminating evidence on Durk and other OTF members over a span of years. Jam was running around wearing an OTF chain on him like a badge of honor, but when the pressure got to him, that chain meant nothing. The new chain he should have wore instead is an FBI chain. They should call him FBI Jam from this point forward. I don't know how the FBI compensated him for helping take down Lil Durk, but it's clear that Durk didn't do enough for Jam to keep him on his side. Take a look at this footage that fans say show Jam with a wire on him recording conversations with Durk. Just take a look at this guy.
And King! I ain't gonna lie, this shit like a whole dream chain. I ain't gonna lie, this shit like back in the day. Oh, my! Oh, dang! I'm like, back in the day. Oh, look, he's talking about.
Check on your man, I heard you got here in this head.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Hey, when I was growing up, I
What happened to Dare?
architect. What happened to who? What happened to Dare?
School trying to stop time.
All that woofing on the net, it got your man shit. Metro!
In the late.
Y'all ain't flame up?
That shit in anything. I said, y'all gonna call your mom, bro. I said, hey, come get his ass here. He flipped me over that bitch, I roll over, arm mark.
My day, he called me with a cast. So
I lift my shit up, I'm like, man, this nigga booming, man.
He laughed. He said,
I ain't do that. I said,
slow.
hey, Keisha.
trying to tell him.
I ain't know shit no more. Keep my shit right on now.
I said, I gotta get in the gym and get tatted. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look.
I said, I gotta go.
Incredible. I understand why fans say this footage shows Jam recording Durk's conversations. Like you guys saw, he was acting very nervously around his brothers, almost like he's hiding something. That's some truly foul work. I know for a fact Lil Durk's heart is broken right now. I mean, just imagine, your right-hand man, someone you've trusted, someone who was supposed to have your back, secretly working with the feds to bring you down. This isn't just a betrayal, it's the kind of twist that shakes the foundation of what loyalty is supposed to mean. It's funny how when King Von died, Durk's charges with King Von from Atlanta were let go because of prosecutorial discretion. Till this day I don't know what that means, but for the charges to drop after King Von's death should let you know how Durk escaped those charges. Jam snitching played a massive role in Durk's arrest, and it gave the feds enough evidence they likely could not have obtained otherwise without his help. What Jam did to Durk and OTF is the kind of betrayal that leaves you questioning everyone around you. How could someone so close, so trusted, turn around and wear a wire like that? It makes you wonder, if Durk's inner circle could fall apart like this, what else might come out in the future? I trust Durk enough to know how to choose his crew wisely. He's definitely survived the war in Chicago long enough to know who could possibly snitch on him. So if someone in his own circle that he's chose and shouted out in songs himself could snitch on him, imagine what people outside OTF who know Durk could say to the feds too. What happened to the old Block 5 in the FBG Duck trial shows you that snitches can come up everywhere and you wouldn't even know it. There's probably a whole lot more people that snitched on Durk that haven't come out yet, but we'll see if they get exposed in future paperwork. From this part of the video moving forward, I'm about to talk about Durk's alleged dark side. If you think what I've told you about Durk is damaging enough, just wait to hear about the information I have for you right now. New allegations have surfaced that Durk made threats against witnesses in his case, trying to silence anyone who might stand against him. King Von allegedly did the same thing in a murder case in the past, and some of the witnesses really did end up missing. Witness tampering is a serious charge, and when stacked alongside conspiracy to commit murder, it's enough to put anyone away for a very, very long time. But get this. The reports indicate that Durk allegedly targeted not only the witnesses themselves, but also their families, sending a chilling message to anyone even considering to testify. This alleged attempt to intimidate speaks volumes, and it paints a picture of someone who isn't just desperate but is actually willing to go to shocking lengths to keep his secrets buried. Take a look at this tweet by Jason Meisner talking about it. Unbelievable. Durk really doesn't want people taking him down. Lil Durk has been at the top of his career ever since King Von passed away. And unfortunately, from what we see in the drill scene, if a high-profile gang member gets arrested, then people who could take him down have to disappear to make sure they get out. So if you're someone close to a high-profile gang member right now, I need you to be very careful of the things you say about them. I mean it when I say this. Anything you say about the gang member could definitely get you killed. So pick your words wisely if you choose to expose something about them to the feds or online. But the story continues. Now I want to tell you guys about other well-known people in the Chicago drill rap scene. The fallout from Durk's arrest has spread throughout the hip-hop community like wildfire, with everyone from rappers to fans weighing in. A well-known Chicago rapper by the name of FYBJ Maine, who moved away from gang affiliations to focus on family and comedy, came out and chose to openly criticize people who've been celebrating Lil Durk's downfall.
Durk was trying to get the on, do your homework on trying to whoop the feds on for them grade from the rack. It hit different free folks. Let's start here. Let's just break all this shit down. Oh my kids. Do your homework on trying to be in Italy, Switzerland, and Israel. Folks was going to Israel. On for them, only we know in Israel was Jesus. On for them, folks was trying to get back on for them grade. Do y'all homework. Then you got this OTF jam is up. Like, let's just start there. Free the real on my baby. It hit different on for them. I'm all at the concert. Durk just brought me out on stage trying to say the kids push the piece on for them grade. We was on some new on for them grade. You got a who you done fed on for them grade. It's bogus, folks. I don't care where y'all from on for them grade. I don't care what side y'all from, folks. This bogus on for them grade. Real feelings. It different. Man, you feed him for 12 years. He come home with a wire. A wire. A wire is crazy, bro. A wire. Do y'all homework on me bringing my mama so the feds was watching my mama too? It hit different. Am I in some shit now? Like, let's just start there. Like, I mean, we got a little link card fraud. I'll just be real. I'm pulling them.
Funny enough, FYBJ Maine's comments are pretty eye-opening. He warns people that street life and fame come with a cost many are blind to until it's too late. He actually tells fans to consider the real-life consequences of gang activity and to think twice before glorifying the violent image that's so prevalent in the drill scene right now. J Maine has really been trying to push peace between the BDs and GDs in Chicago, and he popped up with his cereal brand in the O recently. Take a look at this recent Instagram post he made to prove it.
They hate when we come together. Let's start there. Let's start there. They hate when we come together. Let's start there. Let's start there.
Like you guys saw from the post, according to J Maine, Durk was the one who told him to keep the positivity going. If that's true, then I have nothing but respect for him. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but Durk really did seem like he was trying to make peace for Chicago right before he got arrested. For him to get arrested just when he was starting to push peace is pretty suspicious to me, but I'll leave it up to you guys to let me know why you think the feds chose to arrest Durk as he was trying to push positivity. But let me get back to J Maine. Like I said, I don't have anything negative at all to say about him trying to push peace. In fact, I encourage it. He was brave enough to step into our territory to show fans that it's possible to try and achieve peace regardless of the bloodshed that's happened in the past. He did all this while promoting his brand too. Chicago is basically where drill rap started, so for members from Chicago to try and push peace means other gangs in other parts of the world can come together as well. The most important step, however, is to try and push the peace in their music too. If that happens, then I can definitely see all the beef coming to an end. But J-Mane isn't the only rapper that came out talking about Lil Durk's arrest. Even Bezo, another OTF affiliate, made a public comment expressing his doubts about Jam's loyalty and the supposed evidence against Durk. He came out criticizing everyone for labeling Durk's arrest as a murder for hire. Take a look at this post. He's not alone though. Many of Durk's fans are still reeling from the fact that Jam, someone once considered a close friend, may have been an informant all along. Out of everyone that got charged for the case in Atlanta, Bezo and Durk are the only ones that survived anything tragic about the consequences of that case. Don't get me wrong, Bezo is definitely a respected member, maybe even more than Durk if you ask me. So for him to come out and say something about what happened to Durk just shows you how serious what's happening to Durk is. Durk's arrest really cracked down OTF's foundation, just like King Von's death did for the O. All of this happening raises one more uncomfortable question, one some of you guys might be uncomfortable to hear about, and it's about Von and Durk's relationship. Most of you guys might see what's happening to Durk as entertainment, but just know that real lives keep getting affected by Lil Durk being in prison. What you guys are about to notice from this point forward is that Durk getting arrested brought out some uncomfortable secrets from people that know him. And trust me, these secrets could definitely break apart the real nature of King Von, Lil Durk, OTF, and O Block's relationship. Let me get into what these people close to them had to say. The relationship between Lil Durk and the late King Von is the most chilling and haunting aspect of this video. From a business perspective, these two were inseparable, and a lot of people saw them as brothers in arms. They shared the stage, they shared the spotlight, and they shared a fierce loyalty, or at least, that's what everyone thought. King Von's death was definitely a huge blow, but as the details unfold, some people started to question whether Durk's loyalty to Von was ever as deep as it seemed. And let me emphasize this, all the information I want to tell you comes from people close to Von and Durk, so the credibility from them is the best thus far, not coming from Durk and Von themselves. I've seen other YouTubers give their own thoughts about Durk and Von's hidden relationship in the past, with some of them even tapping into the unseen world. But I won't talk about them for now in this video. If that's something you want me to talk more about in the future, let me know in the comments section. But take this for instance, King Von's cousin Bezo recently accused a guy from Lil Durk's OTF, named OTF Vonnie, who's also actually one of Durk's co-defendants in his case right now, of stealing $200,000 from Von after he passed away. This guy was actually bold enough to steal from the dead. Take a look at this post Bezo made on Twitter calling out Vonnie. It really pains me to say this, but someone from Durk's own circle allegedly stole money from King Von. Stealing from the dead is one of the most taboo things for a human being to do, especially if you do it just to up your bag a little bit. It's really despicable behavior. If that isn't disappointing enough for all of you, then you might as well just click off the video right now because there's still a bit more that's worse to uncover. So Bezo claims that the money was supposed to go to Von's family, particularly his children and mother, but it was allegedly pocketed by this Vonnie. If this is the kind of betrayal happening within the OTF crew, what does it say about the bond Durk claimed to have with Von? And could it be that this so-called loyalty was nothing more than a front? For Durk to keep this guy close to him means it's very possible that he knew Vonnie stole from Von and his family. In any case, all of this is alleged information from King Von's cousin Bezo, and Vonnie hasn't come out to be able to defend himself. We'll see what he has to say if he chooses to come out about it in the future. The fact that he's also a co-defendant in Durk's case is pretty bad enough on its own. Here's something else that happened that put a stain on King Von's name. King Von's mural recently got vandalized, just right after Lil Durk got arrested. Take a look at the mural. That's a truly heartbreaking sight to see. But my question is, why did that happen when Durk got arrested though? Did it happen because people felt free enough to know Durk wouldn't do anything about it? Or did they do it because of what Bezo had to say? Maybe they did it to show that they're mad that the feds are trying to take down Durk. It's very possible that Durk usually has people monitoring the area, But with that happening to the mural, people on Durk's side are likely keeping a close eye on it. Sit tight because the exposing express doesn't even stop there. Kayla B., King Von's sister, also got exposed. So not only did a person from Durk's circle get exposed for stealing from Von, but even people from his own family allegedly, and I repeat allegedly, did Von dirty by stealing from him as well. For this part of the video, I want you to keep a close eye on everything that members of King Von's family tweeted about Kayla B. This was a pretty heated exchange from people in Von's family. Just take a look at the tweets yourself. There's a whole lot of information that came out of those tweets. The tweets are a part of a pretty huge spree coming out to expose Kayla. Two people from King Von's family came out against her with the Twitter handles MK and Mona Lisa. Let's start with MK. When you read the tweets, you'll see that she was asserting her relationship with Kayla and really emphasized that she's been more of a real sister than she ever has to Von. She says when Von got shot, Kayla called Bezo and told him that she wasn't anywhere near Von that night, even though she was definitely present. And just to add the icing on the cake, it took less than 48 hours after Von's death for Kayla to start stealing things from Von. After that, MK says Kayla was texting Bezo during his funeral while the other people at the funeral were crying. Apparently, she was texting Bezo because she was upset that she didn't get her own picture with Von in the obituary, yet her siblings, who she allegedly doesn't like, were the ones who actually had pictures with Von. She says Kayla hated that Von had a genuine family that loved him, a family that he loved back as well. She also says whenever Von wanted her around, he actually sent for her to come through. Kayla, on the other hand, had to force herself to be around King Von or even on him as well. It gets even worse. Apparently, Kayla was texting someone saying that the suit that Von had on at his funeral was ugly. She also says that the only thing Kayla wanted was to be the only sister that Von had. To end it all off, she says that if Von was here, Kayla knows she would have been finished for playing with Von's mother. She also says that one thing King Von doesn't play about is his family. That was definitely a lot of information to process just from this one family member alone. We've all seen photos of Kayla and Von together, but to find out that she actually forced herself to be around him is really shocking. Another person named Mona Lisa also came out after Kayla. She basically said that Kayla stole from Von and gave something to Durk instead of giving it to his mother. She says she was more of a sister than Kayla ever was because Von loved her. She says she showed up for every court date, didn't miss any meal and phone call. She says that when every time Kayla came to Von's court appearance, she somehow almost got him another charge, which is why she told him to stop coming to the court appearances. Apparently, even Durk cut her off after she snitched on Von about an Uber case, and apparently she was intimate with Durk too. That was all some wild info from Von's family member as well. I actually wanted to get Kayla's tweets too to see what she had to say to respond to them, but apparently the tweets got deleted. One thing I want you guys to know is that all that information is still alleged for now. There's still a long chat on the internet right now that Kayla actually stole Von's hard drive that had 300 of his songs in it, and for some reason she gave them to Durk, who she was allegedly intimate with. If that's true, then it definitely makes Durk and Von's relationship look pretty bad. Why would Durk tell her to give him that hard drive instead of Von's family? If anyone should have some financial benefit off of Von's music, then it's definitely his people. It looks like Durk didn't have Von's best interests at heart and was only looking out for his own. Finally, let me talk about Asian Doll, King Von's ex-girlfriend. Asian Doll didn't have anything incriminating to say about people on Durk's circle like the people I've already talked about, but she did bring up something interesting about the person who shot Von. Asian Doll has expressed her discontent with Lil Tim, who is reportedly making a documentary about his role the morning King Von passed away. Asian Doll claims that he didn't actually kill Von because the bullets he fired didn't match the ones that killed Von. So who actually killed him? As you guys already know, a lot of people took out guns to try and shoot right after Von's body hit the ground the day he was fighting Quando Rondo. It wasn't only Lil Tim, but a few other people from Von's side who actually wanted to protect him, and the undercover police officers who were allegedly trying to control the situation. So who does Asian Doll say actually killed King Von if it wasn't Lil Tim? Let me show you the tweet that she posted first. Take a look. So let me try and make sense out of the situation. Lil Tim, a few of King Von's associates, and the undercover police officers took out guns the moment Lil Tim started shooting at Von. I wouldn't say Von's friends would shoot at him at that moment, and Asian Doll says Tim didn't kill Von. That only leaves the undercover police officers. So to me, she's implying that the police are the ones that shot and killed Von. That's a pretty bold claim to make. But what she said makes things more clearer to me. The reason why is because when King Von's cousin Bezo already came out in an interview saying Von got shot 8 times instead of 4, like we all saw on the video. That means half of the bullets that went through Von came from somewhere else, and apparently they came from the police officers. Take a listen to what Bezo said.
But Louis got shot and Slutty got shot. They saying that Louis and Slutty gone. But Von said he got shot one time. I'm like, what the fuck you mean Louis and Slutty gone? Like, what's going on? Like, what happened? Mind you, I started my clothing line in July. So I had my first photo shoot for Cruel Culture in November 6th, to be exact. It was coincidence. I had my first photo shoot November 6th. So I ended up having to like put it on hold because I'm like, I'm not gonna do no photo shoot because I hate getting bad news when I'm doing something. Like, I'm gonna put it on hold till I find out that he good and he in the hospital and he good. And so next, she like, he got shot 1 time. Come to find out he got shot 8 times.
Oh, man.
He got shot 8 times, and I'm like, and I didn't fucking, we got calls from his cousin saying that he good, y'all, he good, and this and that.
So what does Durk sliding for Von really mean? To me, it just looks like Durk sent members from OTF to try and catch Quando Rondo for no real reason. Not only did they catch the wrong person, but if what Asian Doll is implying is true, then Durk's attention should have actually been directed to the undercover police officers instead. What the hell is going on here? The truth is hard to hear sometimes, but in order to deal with it, then you have to open your eyes to what's really going on. Let's face it, Durk has worked hard to project an image of loyalty, respect, and solidarity, but with close associates turning on each other and Von's legacy left in shambles, it's hard not to question the authenticity of these relationships. Did Durk and Von's bond truly stand the test of time and fame, or was it doomed from the start, destined to crumble under the weight of secrets and betrayal? But I have good news for people that genuinely believe that Durk and Von had a strong relationship. There's a light at the end of the tunnel of all of this info. It turns out that Durk plans to plead not guilty to his murder-for-hire charges to assert his innocence. Reports indicate that he's in good spirits and is described as agreeable and charming, even though he doesn't like the jail food. Maybe we can get to hear Durk's side of the story if he ever comes out, but taking into account what everyone close to him had to say about the people around him, then it definitely looks bad for Durk inside and outside the jail. Take a look at what Durk's son had to say about his father's arrest. So, what are we seeing here? Lil Durk's arrest has uncovered a level of betrayal and suspicion that no one could have anticipated. It's a story that turns loyalty on its head, showing that even the tightest bonds can snap when the stakes are this high. If OTF Jam could flip, if close friends could allegedly pocket Von's money, then maybe the myth of street loyalty is just that, a myth. Let this be a lesson to all of us. Fame, fortune, and loyalty in the streets are all illusions more times than not. And as we watch Durk's case unfold, we're left asking the same question: was the loyalty between Durk and Von ever real? Or has this case revealed cracks that were always there, hiding in plain sight? Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more as this story develops, because I have a strong feeling this is only the beginning. And trust me, no other YouTuber can give you guys information as in-depth as I can. I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, keep a very close eye on the people you consider as your friends.